Hello, everyone. Welcome to summer second and third of the Stardew Valley min-max run. Gotta water some of my plants this morning as I don't have the sprinklers set up, but we are going to the Skull Cavern today, hopefully to rectify that. We're also going to be doing the third of summer on here. That's going to be another Skull Cavern day. Ooh. So rather than waste stairs, when I get the first floor, right away it's a infested floor like that. Rather than waste stairs, I just go back up and come back down, hoping for another draw. And I'm not sure if infested floors are more likely to be infested floors, because that was weird that it was two times in a row I had a infested floor, but just went out and in a couple times and got rid of the infested floor, which actually makes me wonder, might be worth it just in general, that if you get like a really bad floor, and not just a floor that you might want to staircase on, like an infested floor or a spiral floor, but just some of the floors have cruddier layouts. Like this one's not too bad, but the ones with the mine carts in them that don't have there's the one that has the minecart in it, but it doesn't have, not the straight line one that always has a ladder, but the one that's, kind of plus shaped. It's very big and wonky. So that's just something to consider. But not a whole lot, I don't believe, to really discuss about Skull Cavern diving at this point. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my plans for the rest of summer. I was working things out with Zamiel, and the starfruit harvest, the very first starfruit harvest I'm about to have, that was pretty low, iridium node in floor 16. The very first starfruit harvest I'm about to have by itself would be enough to get me from level 0 farming to level 15 or to level 10 farming. Of course, we already have level 6 farming, but still. So I'm going to shoot from level 6 to level 10 when that harvest comes in. Now, what that means is I'll get the perk. And my original thought was, well, of course, I'm going to be making starfruit wine. I'm going to go artisan, but we figured it out. The starfruit wine's not going to be ready for a while, so it actually makes sense to go agriculturalist. And the reason it makes sense to go agriculturalist is manyfold, honestly. I mean, I'll start listing. The first off is the last day that I can get a starfruit planted regular and have it done by the end of the season would be Monday the 15th. If I go and I buy speed grow, I can do it by Wednesday the 10th, but that would mean that I would need to buy the speed grow the Thursday the 4th, the very first Thursday, and having enough money to buy speed grow, and then also being able to predict how much speed grow you would need that far out, that's just pretty rough. But if you have speed grow and the agriculturalist perk, you don't need to plant starfruit to get 2 harvests until Friday, the second Friday, the 12th, which means that you can wait until the second Thursday to buy your speed grow. So what I'm going to do is still spend time trying to get money, because I do need a lot of money in order to be able to afford even a second batch of starfruit for planting on Wednesday the 10th. But then I'll level up. And on Thursday, I can then, any extra money I might have, go and then just buy like even numbers of starfruit and speed grow, and they need to be watered by Friday. So I'll probably spend all of Thursday buying the starfruit and the speed grow and getting them in the ground, and getting sprinklers around them so that on Friday they are watered. I might have two errand days. I might have to do a little bit more on Friday to get everything ready. And that also means that so I can get 2 more harvests from starfruit if I plant as late as that Friday. I can still get a single starfruit planting as late as Wednesday the 17th, or with speed grow planting as late as Saturday the 20th? So it gives us a lot more time. Now, on top of that, what this will do for us is we can go and you can't linger with speed grow, because if you try to linger with speed grow, I guess you would want to do it with like peppers or something, because they're the cheapest other than wheat, but wheat actually grows in fall. So it would be growing, and that would hamper you because you wouldn't be able, you'd have to pick it and it would just waste time. So but if you try to linger with a crop that dies, the fertilizer disappears. But if we have speed grow and the agriculturalist perk, wheat grows in 2 days. So that means that even if we're harvesting starfruit on the 28th, the last day of the month, and we put down wheat on top of it, then what we can do at that point is we can harvest it the second at the latest. But pumpkins have the same grow rate as starfruit do, which means you could get 3 harvests with pumpkins with speed grow if you plant them on the 1st. But if you have speed grow and the agriculturalist, well, in theory you should be able to plant them on the 2nd. The wiki weirds me out a little bit, because the wiki says that pumpkins have this same grow rate with speed grow and agriculturalist as they do just with speed grow. So that could be a potential hiccup. It would mean we would need all of the starfruit to be harvestable on the 27th, so that we can plant the wheat and have that wheat harvestable on the 1st of fall. So I mean, if anyone knows for sure if the wiki's wrong about pumpkins, or if there's just something off about pumpkins, like the starfruit takes 12.7 days and it rounds up to 13, but pumpkin takes 13.4 days and it rounds down to 13, and that's why it takes an extra day when you subtract 35%, or however that works. I don't know why it has a different grow rate on the wiki when they both have the same 13-day grow rate. But I mean, either way, even if we have to make sure that everything's done by the 27th, that would still work. The crop of starfruit that we're going to be planting, that we'll be replanting on the 10th, that will still have the full grow time and not be done until that Friday the, what is that? Friday the 15th? Friday the 19th. But the starfruit planted on Friday the 19th should be good to go on Saturday the 27th. So it just means that we have to make sure whatever we plant is done on the 27th, if that's true about pumpkins. If it's not true about pumpkins, then we don't need to worry about that. And then, of course, we'll start making our wine during all this. We simply won't sell any of it until fall. And then once the first harvest of pumpkins is down in the ground, then we can basically respec at that point and spend the extra 10,000 to get artisan, which will be worth it at that point. But I think we will be able to plant much more starfruit, make way more than the 10,000 difference in this. But in the meantime, right now we're getting basically all of our functional day-to-day money, and we will continue to be getting our day-to-day money that we actually use from cave diving. But that's just how just how broken starfruit is. It is so much more profitable than even all these runs that I'm doing down into the Skull Cavern. That's mostly just to push us at the very end over into, the several millions. Because I did some basic math, and with the agriculturalist perk, the starfruit, just from the speed grow that I have down, not accounting for any additional plots I'm able to plant, would be worth, I think it's almost like 6 million once turned into wine. Biggest hiccup is going to be actually getting the resin for casks. Gonna need to level up our foraging skill sooner rather than later, so that we can actually, get this the tree fertilizer going. Once the tree fertilizer is going, we should be able to do pretty well pretty quickly. In the meantime, I'm going to cover what I can on the farm, and we'll just go from there. But I'm gonna need like pretty much 3 mega sheds full, assuming I don't do something unorthodox like fill the desert, or which is doable. And the sheds are preferable because they'd be right there on the farm, but they would take time and resources to get them built. This is a bad luck day, so I'm not too surprised that I'm still stuck up at... Oh, there we go. That was a 15-foot pits are everything. You get a 15 floor pit. That's a huge difference maker. So just right that, I'm from 37 to 53 in a matter of minutes. There's a shard. Tomorrow will be more cave diving, but I'm actually going to go to the Desert Trader, and I'm going to get me a rock candy, because I believe the rock candy... Ooh, another shard. Rock candies are worth it. Not in terms of shards. I did have a brief stint where I'm like, I break even on shards. I get a rock candy and I end up getting something like 3, maybe 4 shards, but I'm basically just breaking even. But what I didn't factor in was how much more iridium I can get with the rock candy. Now, That might also be wrong, because the rock candy doesn't really affect the drop rate of prismatic shards. Sorry, I just wanted to get that coal. I decided to get the coal and the other iridium node there before I went in the pit. It doesn't affect the drop rate of shards or how many iridium ore every node will drop, but what it really only affects, apparently, so many things in this game that you think luck affects, and it just doesn't. It really only affects the ladder drop rate from rocks. Ooh, another shard. And it looks like there was a diamond over here, and there was a nice pile of iridium over on the other side. Pretty profitable for a bad luck day, but I guess, again, because luck doesn't have anything to do with how many prismatic, or how many iridium nodes appear. It doesn't have anything to do with how many they drop shards, how many ores they drop. It only has to do with finding ladders. That's the only thing that luck really affects in the mines. And of course, going lower is always better. I do want to get the iridium pick pretty soon, because I mean I can pretty reliably get below level 100 every time with the iridium pick, which was nerfed, but still better. But that's it. And now I'm level 10, so I will be able to defeat those serpents really quickly with the brute perk. But that's it for this video. Alright everyone, see you next time.